Good evening, Lizzie boys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do something kind of fun. I was at Walmart last night with my friends because they're all back in town for spring break. It's pretty nice. We're all hanging out again because we're all in the same place again. So today I have a doll to show you guys. I found the Indonesia, or was it China? I don't remember what variant this doll is, but I found the G3 Draculaura basic variant and I wanted to do an unboxing and compare them. This isn't going to be like a traditional review, it's going to be focused more on comparing them, but I'll still try to shoot it, maybe like a regular review, I don't know. Let's do it! So, obviously I've got all my goodies that I bought for myself last night in here, including a nail polish, I like to paint my nails red, and a Dark Chow Sonic figure. Isn't he precious? But of course, the star of the show is Draculaura. As you can see on the bottom of the box, it says that she was produced... Where does it say she was produced? It should say it down here somewhere. I don't... China? So is this a China variant? I don't know, but the face is the China variant face. I tried to get the most even one they had, but I think she's still a bit wonky. I'm gonna be honest, I don't care that much. There are a couple differences between this doll. I've seen it primarily in the socks and in the shoes. So that's the kind of stuff I wanted to go over here. We're just gonna get to unboxing her now because you guys know what this doll's box looks like, so unboxing time. So there we go, box is open, and we can see the doll's face from above. Isn't that an interesting angle? Alright, just gonna continue ripping stuff open now. So here she is, the variant unboxed. As you can see, she's very pretty. I really like the face, and I do think I got a pretty even one if I have her head on straight, yeah. It's not bad. The face is pretty significantly different from the original G3 Draculaura face that was produced, I believe, in Indonesia. Yeah. I noticed that some of the pink plastics do seem to be a different color as well, like this looks darker to me. And the headband, I think this is the way it's always looked. But the shoes are pretty different. They're a darker pink. I'll get the other doll over here so we can compare them properly. I don't feel a need to compare the accessories because I don't think they changed at all. It's just certain aspects of the doll herself that changed. I am going to remove these from the box, obviously. I'm not just going to leave them there. But it's less important right now. It's not that important. She's more important, the doll herself. Alright, so here are both dolls side by side. Let me change the background, actually. There we go, now it's more on theme. So obviously the biggest difference between the two are their screenings, and I thought that their earrings were made of a different plastic color, but I was wrong. They are the same dark pink. I don't know why. I thought it was a different color. Their rings do seem to be different, though. This ring is a much lighter pink. It's a much lighter shade of pink, whereas this one is a much darker pink. So the original Draculaura has a darker pink for her ring, whereas the variant has a lighter pink. Obviously that's a super minor detail, but I still think it deserves to be pointed out. Obviously it is a difference, so yeah. Minor as it is, we're pointing it out. This Draculaura also has a lot of black hairs seeping over onto the pink. They were all like that, so I don't know, maybe that's a more common issue on this doll because with the one that has the original face, I've never noticed that issue. Yeah, again, super minor stuff. Their clothing does seem to be exactly the same. I don't see any significant differences between their clothing. I've heard that the socks are different, but honestly, they look exactly the same to me. I'm not seeing much of a difference between them, but the shoes themselves are different. They both have the light pink paint, but they are a different color overall. The original doll has lighter shoes, whereas this one has darker shoes. It's kind of ironic. She has a lighter ring and she has a darker ring, but then she has darker shoes and she has lighter shoes. So yeah, the differences honestly between these two are very minuscule. It just comes down to which one you like better. But I just thought this would be an interesting thing to talk about now that there are going to be variants, most likely, of the characters due to the different factories producing them. If you don't know, Mattel has two primary private factories, one in China and one in Indonesia, and that's the reason for certain dolls that have existed over the years having different variants. For instance, there's like two variants of Basic Abby, a China variant and an Indonesian variant. My basic Abby is the China variant, but there is also an Indonesian variant who resembles this Abby. I'm gonna show you her. If you've ever thought that the Skull Shores Abby face is very unique, it's because it's a different variant. This doll is produced in Indonesia. No, this one's produced in China. Yeah. So my basic Abby is actually the Indonesia variant, that's what I meant. But yeah, there's been plenty of occurrences like that throughout Monster High's history, even Ever After Highs, because in Indonesia, Ashwin was produced with a much thicker lip mold, like she had much more plump lips, but then when she was produced in China, she lost that face mold and never had it again. So it's kind of like that. These two dolls have different faces, but are virtually the same in every other way, except for the color of their rings and their heels. Yeah, so was it worth it to buy this variant? I think so. I like the differences between their faces. They're like... It's funny how similar yet different they are. I was examining the dolls a bit closer and I noticed that the original screening Draculaura has a more pearlescent plastic making up her necklace, whereas the new screening, the variant, has a solid white material without the pearlescent look to it. I know I'm noticing the most minor changes in the world, but again, we're pointing out every difference between them, so every difference is worth pointing out. Some G3 Draculauras with the new screening have been more pink than the original, but personally, I don't think they're different at all in terms of their skin tone. They look pretty exact to me, they look the same. So I don't know, maybe the one I grabbed isn't more pink and some are, but to me they look the exact same shade of pink. I think that's every difference that I can point out based on the dolls themselves. Maybe there's some minor variations between the accessories, but I honestly don't care to review those. But I will show you what hers looked like in case they do look any different. Here's Count Fabulous being some sort of weird bat cat abomination. This is her cape. I don't see any significant differences, but it's still nice. I might actually make her wear it. Backpack is still squishy. It might be a bit squishier, actually, but looks about the same to me. Eye coffin is the same as well. I do notice that it has some staining on it, but that's probably just a defect for mine. The food accessories and her glasses look the same as well. I really don't see any change between them, so I'm not even gonna bother taking them out to show you show them to. There. So yeah, that's all the accessories. They all look the same to me. I honestly don't think anything changed here. It's just between the dolls themselves. The faces, the rings, the necklaces for some reason, and the shoes. That's it. Well, I guess the last thing I want to do is put the cape on her, so there we go. She looks cute in the cape. I like it. It's also another way just to differentiate them, I guess, since I'm probably going to put them both on the same shelf. Because I only have one G3 shelf right now, and it looks horrible. Since they are doing factory variants now, which obviously it's not something they plan on, they're not like, oh, let's do a factory variant, that'd be fun. Or maybe it is. Who knows? I don't really know. I don't know anything. I'm wondering if Draculaura will ever get a screening variation other than a variation entirely. I mean, kind of like how Frankie has Coffee Break where they're looking to the side, but normally they're facing forward. I just wonder if Draculaura will ever get anything like that, because Cleo is getting a variant in Skulltimate Secrets Wave 2. Cleo is going to have a side glance screening in that line. So I'm just wondering, maybe they'll do Draculaura facing the other way, or maybe Draculaura facing forward. I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see something like that. But yeah, overall, I like the variant of Draculaura, maybe a bit more than the new one, just because she really does remind me of how G1 Monster High looked. Not that this one doesn't, because this one does still look very good. I just feel like this variation looks more like the Monster High style of how they used to do eyes. Here, I have this Draculaura right here. I feel like when you compare their eyes, the eyes just look more similar than they do here. Do you see what I mean, or do I sound insane? Well, I think that's about it for this video. These two look cute next to each other because they got different faces, and yeah. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. I'm gonna go fill this with a mysterious liquid. Feel free to guess what it's going to be, but the answer is going to be gasoline. Bye!